right. What's going on, everybody? Hoovy 186 back again with the Overrated Podcast, episode 106.
Woo.
I am the co-host, one of your co-hosts, Hoovy 186, and with me is Steve, aka Traditionalist 101. What's going on?
All right. Traditionalist 101 is here at your service, ladies and gentlemen. And as you all can see, I'm trying out this green screen. The quality isn't really that good, but I'm gonna just stick it out for today. I have a I actually have a legit green screen, but unfortunately it's too small. So what I'm gonna try to do is return this one that I have, and hopefully I'll get a new one before our next podcast, which we are actually going to have this Thursday. And who is going to tell you why we have another podcast coming up this week?
Yeah. Yeah. So obviously, Gamescom opening night. Gamescom was today. I forgot about it, but yeah, I completely. I knew Gamescom was coming up soon. I didn't realize it was this soon, and there was tons of news at Gamescom. But the thing is that Steve, you haven't seen the show yet, right?
No, I haven't seen the show yet.
So so he wants to see the show before he can really comment on it. I personally, I already seen what I wanted to see, right? And I do want to talk about it, but we really can't talk about it until Thursday. Plus, we have like a whole bunch of other topics that we want to talk about. So Thursday, I'm gonna try my best to be available on Thursday. Unfortunately, yesterday we were supposed
Oh,
to.
yeah. You need to explain what happened yesterday.
Yeah. So yesterday we were supposed to do a podcast. I got an emergency call from a family member, so I told Steve that I couldn't make it, and so I drove down to go see this family member, and then in the middle of the drive, I get a flat tire, and I'm like fuck, I pulled over to around Pembroke. For those of you who live down here, Pembroke Road and 40th Ave, Southwest 40th Ave, which is not I know it's not that far from your place. It's not like it's probably like 5-6 minutes from your house.
Mm-hmm.
So I called you. Pretty much I just needed the tools to get the stuff done, and you had pretty much had everything there. So we were able to get we were pretty much able to get everything done. Really the only thing that was tricky was getting the jack down. But we got that figured out. And like I said, yeah, I was lucky you were there. So if you weren't there, then I probably would have had to have gotten a tow truck, and it would have been just an awful situation.
Yeah. More money would have had to been spent,
Mm-hmm.
and additional money would have to been spent because obviously you had to get a new tire and then all that. So yeah, it was definitely.
Which ironically enough, I did. There's on 441. There's a place called 7-Eleven Tire that ironically enough was open. Went in, got the new tire. So yeah.
I thought that was pretty fascinating how they actually had a place where you could, because when I was done helping you, I think it was around 10 o'clock.
Yeah, right at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, so I'm very surprised that a car shop place or whatever was still open around that time. That really shocked me.
Well, the thing is that I knew because when I was driving down when I was driving down, when you travel on 441, there are definitely car places that are open late.
Mm-hmm.
There are car places that are open late, so I knew that, and I knew that in advance. So I was like, man, I know there might have been a place that's open at least late. But like I said, once we put the spare tire on, I went back on 441. Just pretty much just to see if I was driving slowly because my spare was not very good.
Okay. Oh boy.
Yeah, so my spare wasn't very good. So I was driving slowly, and then I see this place open. I drove past it at first, And then I'm like, you know what, F it, man. Let me just get the tire now. So made a UE, and I got the tire done. Got the
Okay.
tire, and then yeah, it was ultimately it was I was just lucky that you were around, and I was lucky that I was near 441 so I could get the new tire. So yeah.
So yeah, so it wasn't entirely a bad night. You actually got the help, which caused you to save some money. What happened?
No,
What?
it was. I wouldn't call it a great night, but it definitely was saved by you and pretty much people people running their business late at night. So yeah, so I'm appreciative. I'm appreciative of that. Appreciative of you. Even though we're probably gonna. Let me look at the topic. We're not gonna have to yell at each other today. So because I feel at least a little. I would feel bad if I was yelling at you a day after you helped me change my tire. So I would feel bad. So yeah, so I do obviously I do appreciate what you did for me yesterday. So
Yeah. You know, and after we were done, I said to him, "So I hope you don't think Friends is overrated." So
which is such
and
a
then,
stupid thing to say because I'm like, what does that even mean?
because I know how you feel like a lot of things in life is overrated.
Well,
So I just felt
not friendship.
I
Okay,
just
hold on.
felt like saying it.
Hold on. Let me say this, and I don't want people to take this as I hate meeting new people, whatever.
You
I
do.
I
And
no no
and
no.
and and you don't like it when there's an event, an outing. You don't like it when I invite extra people. Go ahead, but go ahead.
When we were doing no, you're just mischaracterizing. When we used to go to watch UFC at Ale House or whatever, right? And especially for big fights, tables are hard to find. So when you have someone like Steve who likes to invite everybody underneath the sun, it makes it very difficult to get tables when you have big parties. The smaller the party, the better your chances of getting a table. That's
Hmm.
why. And plus, like I said, I think meeting new people is overrated.
So
Definitely.
well, there you go. You see,
However,
well,
however,
there you go.
however,
You see, exactly. You hear that,
however,
right? Y'all hear
however,
this?
however, if I meet new people and they happen to be cool people, then yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that.
But yeah, it's
So,
still overrated.
ah, it
Oh,
is what it is. Anyway, let me shout out some people. Nolan, I know that dude commenting since yesterday. What's going on, bro? So
what's
So
going on,
Ruben,
Nolan? What's up, bro?
What's going on, bro? How you doing? Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. Oh, okay. So you lived in that area. Yeah. 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 But I'm fine. I'm fine. It is. I was able to get everything. I was able to get everything done. Plenty of used spots. There are more on Hondo than Pembroke. I'm more shocked that 7-Eleven Tire was open. They never opened that need that when you need them. Yeah, they were open. There were obviously there were no one there, no customers there, but they were open. So I mean I went in, they immediately they looked at the tire, and they said they had the tire. Thankfully they had they had the tire that I needed. They had my
Hmm.
tire, so they were able to get it done. Yeah, there are several next to each other on Honda between. Oh, for real? Between the channel 10 station and 441. Oh, I didn't know. I will say this. I will say this. I did pull in when I was on Pembroke Road. Now, this is for Ruben or anybody else, right? I pulled into one of those lots where they do car work there, right?
Okay.
I think he knows where I'm talking. I think he would know where I'm talking about, right? Like they do car work in that lot. I know the place that we parked at was a German shop, right? So I pull in there, clearly with a tire, with a flat tire, and I'm like, crap, what am I gonna do? Because I don't have the equipment to change it. These
Yeah.
fucking guys who are open, I know they were about to close. I didn't want to bother them.
Okay.
but they knew the problem that I was having. They knew, and
Oh,
not one
you
of
talking
them.
about that? You talking about the business where it helped you at?
Yeah,
Okay, that plaza. Okay, okay,
yeah. I
yeah.
was, I was I was in front of the building. I was there, right? Because I knew they did car work in that area also. So I went in there, and what did they do? They just left. And again, you're not obligated. You're not obligated to help me or nothing like that. But like, you see me there. You see me. They saw me there. So whatever. It is what it is. It is what it
Yeah,
is.
they saw you there, and then they decided to just
Leave.
d- yeah, just leave and say like, oh, I'm sorry, buddy, but because obviously if you see them, they obviously see you, and
Obviously.
they see the situation, the predicament that you are in with the flat tire, and they still decided to take off. Oh man, this the exact same place that actually fixed vehicles. Everybody took off and left you behind. That's oh my gosh. Oh man, that's my bad. That I know that would have pissed me off, but it's
You
kind
know,
of funny.
it is what it is. It is what it is. I now I will say this. I did move their fucking cone. You know what I mean? They had a cone there. I guess it was meant for somebody else. I was like, fuck it. Steve Parker, we can get this shit going. So fuck the German service tire company, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Fuck you guys and fuck your cone. Now you haven't now I know you have some grievances to lay bare, so we might as well get that started right now.
Okay, yeah. So after, yeah. So once again, it was definitely good. Helping you out, and like that's how friends are for, and it's always good to have friends that will be there for you, especially when you're in a pickle.
Mm-hmm.
So luckily, according for Hubi, Friends is not overrated. So I'm thankful for that. That means I'm not overrated. Now,
No, 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 not you, not you, not you.
now
What's
I
going on? What's going on, Whitney? How you doing?
well, who? Oh, Whitney. What's up, Whitney? What's up? What's up? What's up? Oh man, good to have you, man. Like Whitney's. I have to give you. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if I have to give you like cupcakes or some chocolates. You've been consistently supporting this channel, and rarely we have any women supporting this channel. Only there's been a couple. You've seen them before. Ruby.
Mm-hmm.
There's been a couple, but man, Whitney, you've been consistently supporting us. You definitely deserve like some sweets. So I will definitely hook you up with that. Hopefully Taylor doesn't mind. Now, um, let's see. There's a couple of issues that I have, and I'm not going to spoil the party because I pretty much, Hoovy pretty much convinced me of this article that you and I had talked about a few weeks ago, in regarding with Final Fantasy 16. Now, the reason why I'm bringing up Final Fantasy 16 again is for actually a real good reason. Now, let me share this article, and then we can, get this podcast started. So here it is: Final Fantasy 16 overheating PS5, and there's 4 ways how to fix this issue. Now, just want to remind everybody that we did talk about this before, but the only reason why that I am bringing this up again is for 2 reasons. One, because Hubi told me that only a limited amount of people are going through this, and two,
Which I
I
stand by
feel
that, by the way.
yeah, which something that you said you stand by. You said you stand by it, and I am now upset with Hubi 186 here. Not in a playful manner, really, and I'm also upset with Square Enix. I'm not. This had nothing to do with Sony. I'm upset with Square Enix. Why? Because this whole overheating stuff that's been going on happened to me. Happened to me. Now, luckily, what my brother did was that he went to the settings and he put it on the frame rate instead of, there's just 2 options. There's one for graphics and there's one for frame rates.
Yeah,
I believe.
fidelity and then performance.
Yes. So obviously the graphics, wasn't really that good. They weren't
FYI,
that good.
I always pick fidelity. No, I always pick performance.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. And that's real. I think. I see that. That's now. Here's the thing. I'm really glad that you brought that up. You see, you did that by choice.
Mm-hmm.
Do you hear that? Like you picked it because you had a choice.
Yeah.
In my situation, when it comes to Final Fantasy 16, we didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
We had to do it by force in order for us to continue to play the game with no issue.
Yeah. Which
That's
I'm not okay with, by the way. Like, you shouldn't have to switch settings so that your PlayStation don't overheat. Like, I think that's horse crap.
it is. It is. And I'm not happy about this. So, you know, obviously, the PlayStation, it was making like weird noises and whatever, and then and McKen's, because I'm watching him play. I've been watching him play, for quite some time. And big shout out to McKen's, which is AKA Critical Drop, because he bought a new SD drive for the PS5 with the heat sink,
Mm-hmm.
mind you. So definitely a big shout out, because what happened was he had a discount from his job. So by him having a discount from his job, it was 50% off. So he got it, fairly cheap.
Yeah. How much did he pay for it? Do you
I
know
think it was
exactly how
like
much?
I think it was like $80.
$80. Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, yeah, 50% off. So 80, plus tax. So it was like 80 and $90, something like that.
Yeah.
Not bad, not bad. But here's the thing. Now let's read this, and obviously I already told you guys what I did, but just for clarity, this has been going on with not just me, but with a lot of people. And Hoovy, once again, the reason why I'm bringing Hoovy into this is because in the last podcast, he made it seem like, oh, it's just a few people. It's not a big deal. Like, who cares? Like, like, oh, this is nothing. That's the impression that he gave me. Oh, this is nothing. Like, it's okay. Only a few people. It's not a big deal. Otherwise, Square Enix would have addressed it. That was your position. So, Final Fantasy 16 was released a while ago, as we all know. And the title is causing trouble for some PS5 users. Final Fantasy 16 overheating PS5 is one of the current issues fans are facing. This issue can cause many problems for your PS5, such as excessive noise, which what happened with me, and drops in frame rate, and it could also shorten the lifespan of your PS5. Now, this is the part that really, really, really pissed me off. How is it? And look, I don't, I at this point, I don't care if only 0.2 people are facing this issue. Shorten the lifespan of your PS5? Shorten the lifespan. Who have ever heard of any game on any console, but any console that you have ever owned, heard that a video game, one game, we're not talking about multiple games here, we're talking about one game, has the potential to shorten the lifespan of your PS5? The same game that I have, that I currently own, could shorten the lifespan of my PS5, the one that took me years to get, the same console that I had to constantly go to this website after this website, couldn't get it because I had to deal with these stupid bots, with these people with these stupid bots, had a hard time getting this console. I had Hoovy next to me almost tried to rip me off by
That's
having me
not.
spending like $600-700 on a
That's
console.
not true. That's
Yeah,
not.
that is true. You was there with me, and you was trying to convince me to buy a more expensive PS5.
I
Yes,
wanted you to.
yes,
I wanted you to get a PS5 with the version that you would have got. No, you. It don't matter. You got your PS5 anyway. So it don't.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So the game that I currently own, Final Fantasy 16, phenomenal game, by the way, guys, phenomenal game, has the potential to destroy my PS5. And now I'm at the point where you could call me a sissy if you want. You could say I'm being paranoid if you want. I'm afraid to play the game. I am. I am afraid to play the game because I don't want to have just about every single console that I had ever owned, with the exception of the PS3, still works till this day. My Super Nintendo still works. My PS1 still works. My PS2 still works. My GameCube still works. My Xbox 360 still works. The Wii still works. And yet now I have a potential shot, a slim chance that my PS5 is not going to work because, mind you, all RPG games, they're very long games. This isn't a fighting game, or this is not Call of Duty where you could just beat the freaking campaign and then you'll be done with the campaign and just focus on online. This isn't that's not what we're dealing with here. This is a long game. We're talking about the same length as a Grand Theft Auto, a Legend of Zelda. These games are long. Elden Rings, very, very, very long game. And obviously, I want to beat the game, but now I am in this uh, uh um paranoid type of mode mentally, because I do not want to go through any type of issue where I have to buy another PS5. And because the PS5 had issues and making noises and things like that, of course that's going to freak me out. It will. I spent $500 on this device. And with all the games that I currently have, well over 1,000 games. And with the controllers, I have 4 controllers. I bought skins for the controllers. They all look very impressive. So I invested a lot of money on this thing. And for the game to have the potential to shorten the lifespan on the PS5 is unacceptable. And Square Enix need to address this issue ASAP. ASAP. And then let me continue. Do you have anything to say, Havino? Because I'm still going to go on with you after I read this article. Do you have anything else to say so far?
No.
Good. However, you don't need to worry about it anymore, as in this guide, I will explain the reasons for Final Fantasy 16 overheating PS5 and how to fix it. Now, let's take a look at them all. It says Final Fantasy is causing PS5 to overheat, and there can be 4 reasons for that. The first solution is to prevent PS5 from overheating is to improve the airflow.
Well, where's your PS5 at?
Is at the it's pretty much on a stand.
Is on a stand? Is it directly behind the wall?
No.
Okay, so nothing is obstructing the PS5.
No.
So you can reach behind the PS5, no problem.
Correct.
All right.
What else you got? Go ahead. You have more questions for me?
All I'm doing is asking questions. That's it.
The airflow can be improved by cleaning the console thoroughly. I just bought this thing, and secondly, like I said, as soon as I bought it, I covered it with a nice, clean plastic bag whenever I'm not using the console. Okay. So there's no dust needs to be required.
Yeah, I don't.
There's absolutely no dust needs to be. I don't need any type of cleaning on my PS5. It is dust free.
Look, I don't need free. Look, I don't want to hear nothing about having to clean this and that. Like this console should work. If I'm not dumping it in water or anything else, if it's just standing there, it should work all the time. I don't want to hear nothing about I have to clean it from time to time. The last time I cleaned my thing was when I was putting in the SSD. That's when I decided to do a little bit of cleaning on it.
Well, but see, once again though, you see that was by choice. Both of those things that you did, where you chose the frame, you chose performance, and you decided to clean it, all that was because of choice.
Yes,
not by force.
Yes.
Do you see the difference between me and you?
I'm not. I'm not arguing any of your points. I'm not arguing with you. There's no argument.
All right, cool. The second solution is to change the graphics mode to frame rate mode for consistency. Okay, this is what we had to do with our PS5. And now, once again, like I said, I have to do this by force, not by choice, but by force. And this is not the direction, or this is not the type of experience that I want when I buy these games. When I'm paying $60 games, I want to make sure that I have full control of my games. That's what I want.
You knocked your camera off.
Oh, I did?
Mm-hmm.
Because I banged the table. You can still hear me clearly?
I can hear you perfectly fine.
Okay, all right. I still
why? Okay.
Go ahead.
While you recover, let me read some comments. All right, so Whitney accepts your invitation. You buying her cupcakes or whatever the hell. Conspiracy agents in the chat. What's going on, bro? Yeah, McKenna, we will talk about Gamescom on Thursday. We just don't have enough time, and plus I have to go to work. But we will talk about all that stuff, all right, bro? Um. Conspiracy agent said that he's going to Ghana on the 26th. I mean, good luck, bro. Like, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome, bro. Like, congratulations on that. And take pictures, share it. I would definitely like to know your experience. If you don't mind, conspiracy agent, what makes you decide that you wanted to go to Ghana? Which is very close, by the way. I think that's next week. So, yeah. I'm very curious. What makes you wanted to go there? Are you going by yourself? Give us an update. All right, go ahead.
Okay. And Critical Drop is patting himself on the back, saying, "Shout out to me for helping you get the PS4, PS5, get the PS5 thanks to the job."
Yeah. Because obviously him working at the store, they told him that PS5 was going to be coming in, going to be shipping in. That's when he told me. I immediately went over there, got my PS5, and I was definitely a happy man. So yeah, once again, more shout outs to you, Critical Job. Definitely more shout outs for you.
All right, so most is in the chat right now. Okay, all right, my computer no longer freezing. What's going on, Most? How you doing, bro? And conspiracy agent, yeah, he's explaining that right now. So continue on, sir.
Oh, I thought he was going to read the rest of it. Okay.
No, I'll read the rest in a second. Just go ahead and complete your thing.
Okay, so crap. No, you know what? Read one more comment. I'm trying to get this freaking camera fixed. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. Let me go back to it. Let me see. Where are we at? All right. Multi complimenting you on your background when you had the background. David W.
I appreciate that.
He asked, "Is this?" He asked, "Is this the fault of Sony or Square Enix?" On me personally, I think it's on Square Enix. Like I know there definitely are PS5s. Like we talked about this. We didn't talk about this when it happened, but I know we had talked about how there was some PS5 during Evo that was burning USBs and stuff like that. And that's not good. That's not good.
Yes, it's not good at all.
You there? Or are you frozen?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay. You're good. Yeah, but when it comes to this, yeah, I can hear you. But when it comes to this is on Square Enix because none of my games do what Steve just did. What Steve's game just did. And I have quite a few PS5 games, and the games that I have are graphically demanding games. Now I always play my games on performance mode. But even still, even if I wanted to play on fidelity, like there's no way that should happen. No matter what, your system should work optimally, no matter what.
Correct.
No matter what. Okay, so conspiracy agent thinks that it's Sony's fault. And,
wait a minute. Wait.
Yeah. So
conspiracy agent. You think it's Sony's fault? You're gonna have to explain why. Why you think this is a Sony issue, not a Square Enix issue?
I think McKinley addressed that. Yeah, and then conspiracy agent, he compliments you on putting the bag over the PlayStation. And David said that Sony won't issue you a new console if a game destroys it. There's no recourse to get a new console.
Is that true?
No. I think the thing is that if a game is causing your thing to overheat, then Sony will I mean, if you buy it digitally, then they'll refund the game. they should refund the game if it's causing your problem. If you're causing your console to do crazy stuff, they should refund it. Um, as far as I just think that as far as destroying the console itself, I mean I haven't seen any case of it, so it's hard to say. Which remind me, I should clean my PS5 right now. Says conspiracy agent. Yeah, if you want to, like I said, like you shouldn't have to clean it just to keep it maintained all the time. No, it should work regardless. Because I don't expect people to just you know like I mean I don't expect people I don't expect people to cover it all the time. Like no.
No, that's
Oh
also that's by choice. I'm covering it because that's my choice.
yeah, which is fine. My sister said real food, not cupcake.
No, I got you. I got if you don't want cupcakes, if you don't want cheesecake or chocolates, then that's fine. I got you. I got you. I got you.
All right, so conspiracy agent, he said that I definitely will take some pictures, and yeah, I made the choice of going. Haven't been out internationally in a while, heading out with the fam. Okay, so it's a family trip. He also said, well, Square Enix should have thoroughly tested the game on PS5 to see if it can handle it. I agree. I agree with that. I think they did. I did. I don't know what happened, and honestly, I haven't seen anyone complain about it since. I mean, you did upgrade. You did update the game, right?
Yeah.
All right. So it should not be happening. It should not be happening.
All right.
Brian said,
Let me. All right. Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah. Brian said, "What's up?" So
What's going on, Ryan? What's up, bro? Got more?
all right.
All right.
Yeah, there's more.
Let me finish the rest of it. Let me finish the rest of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, let me finish the rest of this article because we still got two other things I have to talk about. All right,
Mm-hmm.
now the third solution, yeah. So, but pretty much like with this one here, like I said before, I don't think I should do this by force. I should be able to have the choice if I wanted to make it in graphics mode or frame rate mode. The fact that I have to now do it by force just so I can play the game is BS to me. Is BS. Like with all the advanced technology that we have, there's just no reason that now I have to. And I'm pretty sure that because Final Fantasy is also for the PC, I believe.
No, not yet.
And
Not yet. Not yet. Not yet.
not yet.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I guarantee they're not going to have to do with anything like this. I guarantee it. But
No,
at
it
the end,
could be worse. It could be worse. Cause there have been times when a game will release on PC and it'll come out. It'll be broken.
the PC, or are you talking about the game?
The game on PC.
Okay, talking about the game.
Yeah.
All right. So the third solution is to turn off the HDR. This won't do much, but it can potentially lower the overall temperature. So this won't do much. I don't even know why even bother suggesting this as an option if it's not going to do much of anything.
I
So
don't use I don't use HDR at all. I tried using it for MLB one time and it was messing up. It was messing up my TV.
wait, what?
Yeah, it was
How?
messing up my TV. I don't. What I think what it was doing is that no, and no. You know what it was? That was the TV's fault, but I didn't realize it at the time. Because
You
when
blame the TV.
yeah, it was the TV's fault. So, but I don't use HDR. I don't think I use HDR all that much. If I do, I don't really notice it.
But wait, but I'm confused. I'm confused. Why are you blaming the TV?
No, because I feel like the TV. I didn't update the TV to handle that type of graphical power. Remember, I think I was using it on my PS4. The PS5 can handle it perfectly fine. It was the
Mm-hmm.
PS4 that I was having a problem with it, but I think it was the TV because I guess at the time I didn't update the TV, so TV I guess couldn't handle that level of HDR.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was the TV / my fault.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I said, well, that's not the TV's fault. That's on you.
Yeah.
And you blaming the TV. That
No, but the TV was the reason why that was happening.
Mhm.
Because at first I thought, oh well, HDR must be broken, but it's not. I thought it was the system first. Then I realized it was the TV.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, yeah, because if it's going to improve, especially like sharpness, color, and all the other stuff. I mean that's a good thing. But I did not expect it to cause damage on your TV. Like I never heard of something like that before. That's
No,
crazy.
yeah, yeah.
That's crazy. So the last solution is to place your PS5 vertically instead of placing it flat, as it
Well,
can also.
how do you have your PlayStation?
Mine is vertically.
Yeah, mine too. Only this is the
Yeah,
only console I've ever done that with.
yeah, yeah. This one is vertically, but once again,
It shouldn't matter.
yeah, it shouldn't matter.
No, it shouldn't
And the
matter.
fact that people are they have to do it by four, because look, I've seen people use their console, whether it's vertical or laying it flat. And once again, for everyone that's saying that, oh, maybe I'm just nitpicking, I know switching your console vertically or horizontal shouldn't be a big deal, but once again, that still should be up to the gamer. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Like that still should be up to you how you want your console to be placed. So although it's not a big deal, it shouldn't be by force at the end of the day. So pretty much everything here is pretty much by force. The main reason for the overheating is that many users don't clean their PS5. That's a bunch of crap because mine is completely clean.
I don't want to hear that. I
That,
don't want.
that that's a bunch of garbage, man. That's nothing but a bunch of mumbo jumbo. Mine is perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Mine is not dirty at all. Look, if you come to my house right now, you will not find any dust in my console. You won't find any, because as soon as I'm done playing the game, I covered it. I cover it completely. So I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to hear this. And this is the last thing. Um, Final Fantasy 16 was supposed to showcase the power of PS5, but it seems like it has backfired. Yeah, no, yeah, of course it did. Not all users have this problem, but many have reported this issue. Final Fantasy 16 pushes PS5 to an extent where it starts overheating. There are only 4 solutions for this problem, so make sure to follow them to solve the overheating issue. The 4 solutions are following. Yeah, we already read through pretty much everything. This one just goes into depth of why, but I don't want to go through this. Overall, if you guys want to read it, then I'll just share the link and whatnot. But overall, my overall point is I'm not happy that I had to do that with my PS5. I'm not. And the fact that you spend so much money on a device, you should not have to do anything if you don't want to. If it's by force, then you have a problem. You have a problem. Especially it's one game. If this was happening with multiple games, I could probably give it some leeway. No, f that. No, I would have been more pissed off if more games was like that. No. I take that back. If multiple games were that way, I would definitely have said that something is going on, with technology, and it needs to be addressed. But this is a complete Square Enix issue, and they should have done something. And I don't buy that when they was testing it that they didn't notice that it was overheating. I don't buy that. I don't. I really don't. And I'm not happy with this, man. I'm not happy. And for you to say that, well, only a few people, well, I'm one of those few people. I am. And the fact that now that I am worried about playing, this game, because I'm worried that my PS5 is going to break, and even if Sony would replace it for free, I don't want to deal with it at all. And who does? I don't want to have to go through what those people had to go through with the red ring of death or with the yellow ring of death. I thought that stuff was already over and done with. You know what I'm saying? So now I have to deal with that with a particular game. And this game that I currently own, that I paid $70 for, now has the capability of destroying my PS5. I'm not happy. I'm not. I'm not happy. I'm not happy about this happening. I'm not. And I truly hope that Square Enix never does something like this again. And I don't want any other gaming company to do something like this again, ever. No game should have any capability of destroying your console, especially a AAA title. A game like Final Fantasy, unacceptable to me. That's unacceptable. That's my rant on that. What do you have to say, or if anything?
I mean, stuff for you. I'm not dealing with this problem.
You don't have Final Fantasy.
Yeah, no,
You don't have Final Fantasy.
no. But aren't you playing it currently?
Unfortunately, I don't want to play it anymore.
Well, I mean, Steve, every time you use the console, you're it's going closer and closer to death. Like, I hope you realize that.
All
But
my
like, I
all my
think
all my other consoles are fine.
okay, fine. But let me ask you a question: were they in better shape when you first got it, or are they in better shape now?
I mean, everything has wear and tear, of course.
Okay, okay. And right now, you told me that you solved the issue, so play the game. Then play the game. If you fix the issue, then you should be able to play the game now.
All right, have it now. I know
I'm
what you're
I,
trying to say. What you're trying to say is this is not a big deal, like you said before.
no,
I
I'm
know
not
what
saying no. If I were you, I wouldn't be happy about what happened. But at the end of the day, like you're able to play the game.
Yeah, I guess. I guess. Do you want to that's it. That's it for that topic. So we read the article. Instead of Square Enix fixing the issue, oh, these are the options that you should take so you continue playing the game. BS. That is a bunch of crap, and they know it. Whatever.
I'm surprised they haven't like. I'm surprised there's not more of a fix out there, like an
Yeah,
actual fix coming from them.
that's the other thing that you tricked me on. I believed you when you said in our last podcast that oh they probably addressed the issue already. Clearly they did not. Clearly they
I
did
mean,
not.
that's what isn't that what updates are for? That's what updates are for. Their updates are there to fix stuff. And I know the games had updates. So I mean, yeah, it is what it is, man.
Yeah, with your nonchalant attitude. Go with the comments. Go with the comments.
All right, so Brian said that David, my bad. David said, "Oh, I see. Steve made it sound like his console was in danger of being completely destroyed." Yeah, Steve tends to overreact that way.
Overreact. It was making noises. What do you mean overreact?
Yeah.
How am I overreacting? Dave, how am I overreacting, David? How am I overreacting? If the console is making noise and it starts to overheat and you spend $500 on this thing, you mean the same thing? You wouldn't have the same reaction? You wouldn't be all pissed off that happened to you? I know it would happen to. I know you would be pissed off, David. Come on, man. Come on, man. You and I are gonna have to talk about this. Go ahead.
All right, so Brian, I'm not handing out cupcakes. So.
Who is handing out?
No, I'm not handing out.
Okay.
Now, conspiracy agent says I mostly think it's Sony's fault, but only because Sony also had to give the okay to allow the game to be put in their system. They should at least had information about the I'm sure the overheating. I can understand that. I can understand that. To me, but the thing is that if the only game that's doing this is Final Fantasy 16, then to me that's a Final Fantasy 16 issue.
Yes, I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? Like I get what he's saying. Like I think they like Sony's responsible. They have to do their R&D and Q&As and stuff like that, and their
Yes.
testing and all the other stuff. But at the end of the day, Square Enix is the one that made the game, and they're the only game. Their game is the only thing that I've heard of that's doing this. Oh, let's see. Hoovy needs an OLED. Is it TV OLED? I don't think it is. It's an LG. Yeah, it's an LG. I don't know what type it is. I don't think it's OLED. But I don't know. But so you have it. So Brian has a 73-inch OLED C2 on 4K HDR VSync all day long on COD, D2, etc. Okay. So and then Brian, he also said that he has his on a stand with a fan. Yeah, I don't know a lot of people who have their PS4, PS5, uh, horizontal. It looks stupid horizontal in my opinion.
Oh, it does.
Yeah,
I
and
actually
that's the
never
only.
tried it.
Yeah, it's the only time I've ever had my PlayStation um horizontal because I don't think you can do it with the PS1, but PS2 they had an option, but I stuck with the vertical. PS3 obviously had the option, but I stuck with the vertical. And PS4 I have it vertical. So it to me the system itself just looks dumb vertically. No, not
Yeah,
vertically, horizontally. It just looks dumb.
horizontal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Brian said that it's because Square Enix developers are poop, tier 2, not tier 3. All right. So Ryan David said that I mean if I if I'd be annoyed at AF for sure. I'm just saying Hoovy said that the consoles aren't being destroyed and you think it will be, but Square Enix has some work to do to fix it.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that if you had the solution to fix it, you said you fixed it, so just play the game.
Mm-hmm.
Just play the
Oh,
game.
you skipped the comment.
No, I skipped a couple because, like I said, we're trying to save for time. We're trying
Well,
to save
okay,
for
my
time, but
bad,
I do
Brian.
have to go to work later.
He skipped it, but
Which one did I skip?
it says he got to fix that thermal paste and probably play a better game like Call of Duty or Breakpoint or Destiny or something, or something else. Looks like he's cracking jokes. Like, look, I'm not interested in Destiny and Breakpoint. I never played the game before. I mean, I will probably give it a try. And Call of Duty, I'm actually tired of playing Call of Duty, to be honest with you.
All right, so
I don't. I think with Call of Duty had spoiled us to the point where I don't think. I think Modern Warfare 2 was just so great that I just don't see any other Call of Duty. I just haven't had as much fun as the latest Call of Duty games as I did with Modern Warfare 2. But that's just me though.
all right, so if my console, this is my sister talking. If my console is making noise, I'm calling Sony ASAP. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And they better send me another damn PS5 because the hell they put us through just to buy the damn thing. Oh yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
My sister bought one early. She's like one of the first adopters of it.
Oh, really? Really? You bought yours early? Wow, I'm surprised she was able to bypass all those bots. That's awesome.
Like I had to overpay for mine, so any noise Sony will be getting a call.
So is she overreacting too, Mr. David? Is she overreacting too? I don't think so. You spend a half a grand on this thing, and once again, a game is doing this. It's one thing that if it's because of your negligence or you're damaging it, or like how Hoovy said, you tossed it in the bathtub. But if it's just by playing a game, which is something that it's supposed to do by default, and it starts doing that, yeah, I find that to be a problem, a big problem, and I'm not happy. Playing games is something that you were supposed to do. Reading the disc is something that you're supposed to do.
Okay, and you can do that. Can you do that right now with Final Fantasy 16?
I had issues with that. I told you I had
Okay,
issues with it.
I understand that, Steve. But can you play it right now?
Maybe, maybe,
Steve, it's a yes or no. It's a yes or no, man.
maybe. I'll try it just for you. Maybe.
No, I don't care if you play the game or not. I'm just saying that you told me that your brother helped you fix the issue. So now what's the problem?
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Steve,
We'll see.
all right. See, if you're not happy with it, then get rid of it. Resell it. Ask for a refund.
Go to the next comment, Heaven.
There is no more comments.
Okay. All right. So. All right. So that was good. My next rant. I'm going on my next rant.
So you're just going to bypass my opinion that you should just return if you're that dissatisfied with with the game because of the performance issues or whatnot, then you can just return it or ask for a refund
Yeah, we'll
or get
see.
rid of it.
We will see.
Okay, okay. Like I always say, there's some people out there, and I ain't naming names, that would rather complain rather than just either fix the issue or
Hmm.
get it or deal with the resolved issue.
Hmm.
I'm just
Okay.
saying.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
What's
Can
the
I go
next
with the
thing?
next topic now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So here's my next complaint that I have. First, I was complaining about one of the developers, Square Enix. Now I'm going to be complaining about Capcom. I'm complaining about Capcom now. And it is very unfortunate that I'm complaining about Capcom because Capcom have been on a roll, offering us great games. The whole great experience I had with CEO and watching Evo, buying the comic books regarding with Street Fighter 6 comic, and with the addition of Street Fighter and Ninja Turtles comic. They're fighting each other in that comic, and it's been awesome. So I've been having a very fantastic year when it comes to Capcom. Gave them multiple shout outs, which I know they don't care for. But at the end of the day, though, I've been happy with Capcom until now. What am I talking about here? So we all know that Street Fighter 6 and TMNT skins are expensive if from what this article has been saying, right? Now, if you all remember, I complained about this skin or costume, aka costume, because I thought that we were going to have additional characters, but we were going to play as the Ninja Turtles. And we showed gameplay footage of the TMNT, the tournament, for the Super Nintendo. How we said it kind of sort of mimicked Street Fighter 2, and the game was phenomenal, phenomenal game. And with me buying the comic with Ninja Turtles versus Street Fighter, for again, it's probably my fault, but I assumed that we were going to play as Ninja Turtles and Street Fighter, which I think it would have been a fantastic collaboration, or just as guest characters. Because over the years, all these guest characters that we've been having, like Kuma and Tekken, or Geese, also in Tekken, we're seeing all these characters like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Rambo, and all these characters that's in either a Mortal Kombat game or an Injustice game, or if they're in a Killer Instinct game. All these guest characters has just been phenomenal, and I was on the assumption that the same thing was going to happen here. But instead, we got costumes. And here's what makes the whole thing even worse. Street Fighter 6 and Ninja Turtles collaboration has sparked some controversy about the price of its DLC costumes. Each of the DLC costume costs $15 separately. So if you want to buy Leonardo, you have to pay 15. If you want to buy Raphael, that's another 15. If you want to buy Michelangelo, that's another 15. And if you want to buy Donatello, that's another 15. Or 750 fighters coins in order to get all four costumes for Leonardo, Raphael, Michelangelo, and Donatello. For $60, players will need 3,000 fighters coins in total. Players can also grind for fighters coins, but it'll take a much longer time to accumulate that many as opposed to straight out buying the console. Now, let me say this real quick. For those of you that care about cosmetics, for those of you that bought costumes and customization your character, or customizing your weapons, whatever. Has there ever been a point in time where you had to spend $60 just for the sake of costumes? 60. If I want to get four costumes, I have to pay $60. Pretty much a brand new game for cosmetics. Seriously? That's what you're going to offer me. It's bad enough that you are not giving me actual Ninja Turtles so I could play as. What you're giving me is costumes, and I have to pay $60 for it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. For those of you that are going to say that, Steve, you're complaining too much, listen to me. Paying $60 for 4 costumes is unacceptable. It is. It is. Once again, it's bad enough that you don't even get to play as the actual turtles. But for the simple fact that costumes is $15 each, dude, that's an indie game. Like those are indie titles. Like, look at all the comparisons. And over the years, when you had, whether if you had Street Fighter 5, Street Fighter 4, a lot of these costumes that you would pay for, they were like $3.99, $4.99, etc., etc. But you have to pay $15. I don't understand why in the world does this cost so much. No, let's continue. You don't have anything to say so far, right? It looks like Hubi's gone. Yeah, it looks like Havino's gone. This whole entire time I'm here talking and Havino is not even here. So whenever he tries to get back, we'll see if he comes back. So we'll see what happens. So let's continue reading. Okay, yeah, let's continue reading. So it says, oh, you're back.
Yeah, man, it was acting dumb real quick. If it happens again, then I'm just gonna have to switch routers. But go ahead, continue.
All right. Did you hear? Do you know what the last thing you heard?
Something about you had to spend $60 for this costumes.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you pretty much got most of it.
Mm-hmm.
So 3,000 fighters coins in total. Players can also grant for fighters coin. It'll be much longer time to accumulate many and blah 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 blah. Now, here it says it also worth noting that these are just costumes, which is very important for everybody to know here. It's just costumes. And this is the other thing that really pissed me off. And here it is right here. This is very important right here. This is very important right here in this paragraph. Not DLC characters or anything like that. Players have pointed out that other games have had TMNT collaborations before at cheaper prices and even more substantial content. For example, Injustice 2 added playable turtles to its roster, and spending only $10 would give you all 4 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Additionally, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5 gave players all 4 playable turtles for free. Did you know about this?
No, I didn't know about that. The only thing I know about Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5 is that it was awful.
It was awful?
Mm-hmm.
It was awful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It was awful. That's funny. That's funny. Okay. Despite the controversy, Street Fighter fans are still excited as the first DLC character, Rashid, was added last month. The second one, AKI, will come later, this year. Now, all right. I just want to do a real quick visual here. Let me see. Let me see here. Okay. I'm not gonna play the audio, but I'm just gonna just pretty much show gameplay. Now, as you all could see, you have Ninja Turtles who are playable characters here. And from what I've been told, people were happy, with the characters. People thought that it was a very, good addition to have Ninja Turtles and Justice. And they even in the comics, because the Ninja Turtles in the comics, they've fought Batman before. Also, there was a collaboration. They even have a Blu-ray movie, based on that too. So here's the thing, happening. This is the part that's very confusing. Capcom knows this. There's no way that you could expect me to believe that Capcom was oblivious to this, that they had absolutely no idea that with Tony Hawk that Injustice, you could use the Ninja Turtles as playable characters, which are cheaper, and yet they still insisted on making each turtle, which is a costume, by the way, $15. $15. How is it as how is that even a good business idea? How? Because you see your competition out there is offering pretty much offering a far better a far better product that's cheaper. It's cheaper. $10 for the characters. But yeah, I have to pay $15 each for costumes. Capcom, what the hell are you? Dude, man, if I truly wish I known who is responsible for that type of decision making. Who's responsible for this? In all seriousness, do you have anything to say so far?
No.
Okay, so obviously, you don't care about the situation. But do you see how I feel and what a lot of gamers feel like this is pretty much a ripoff?
I mean, they're definitely overpriced. Like the costumes are overpriced, and I seen the stuff that they were doing with it. It ain't nothing special. It's not
What
anything
do you mean?
special. Like as far as the costumes go and all the other stuff, it's not. It ain't.
Oh, you're saying like there's nothing worthwhile of having Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle costumes in a Street Fighter game is what you're saying. Are you there?
Nothing special that they're doing. What I think I've seen the costumes and stuff like that they have in the game, and there ain't nothing special. Yeah, I don't think you can know.
Yeah, I can
Okay,
hear
you
you.
hear me? Okay. Yeah, I seen the costumes in the game. They really aren't anything special.
Yeah, they're not, bro. Dude, I'm sorry, man. Like I'm sorry. Like this is just it's bad enough that we don't even get to play as the actual turtles, but oh my gosh, man, $15. That's just crazy. That's just crazy. So to finish the rest of the article, um yeah, to finish the rest of the article, despite the controversy, yeah, I already read that part. In GameSpot Street Fighter 6 review, Jason said, "I can't get enough of Street Fighter 6. It's been my last thought when I go to bed and my first thought when I wake up. It's a beautiful, constructive fighting game system, but also offers modes that take the games very seriously and in other cases, not seriously at all." I guess that's about it. Yeah, hold on. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. So yeah, so overall, everybody, I just need to know your opinions. For those of you that's in the chat, do you honestly believe that $15 is actually good, a good price for cosmetics? Like, I truly want to know everybody's opinion on here, because if I'm going to get, well, Steve, you're overreacting, but yet
Um,
we see. Go ahead.
all right, so let me say this. Um, I don't think Capcom is the reason why the prices are so high. I think
Okay,
the reason why the prices are high is because of Nickelodeon.
you think
They own
Nickelodeon is
yeah,
responsible for it?
because they own the licensing rights to the turtles. So whenever you see the turtles in anything, it's Nickelodeon who gets the royalties out of it. Out of it.
Mhm.
So I think I think they're the reason why the prices are so high. Like I said, I seen them, and I don't think they're anything worthy of spending money on it. I looked at the cosmetics. I don't think they're worthy of spending money on it. So that's why.
So
Yeah, go ahead.
no, go ahead, go ahead. You can finish.
So that's why I didn't. That's why I didn't buy. I didn't buy it. I didn't buy any of the stuff because they're not. It's not. It's not worth it. It really isn't.
Yeah.
Because all it is just them. You know, you dressed up as a turtle, you have your mask or whatever, and that's really it. That is basically it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not impressed with it at all. Like I seen, yeah, I'm dude, I'm just not impressed. I'm not impressed. I'm not happy with it. Now, if you are right that this was not a Capcom decision, that this was only solely on Nickelodeon's part and them alone, then well then yeah, then obviously I'm not gonna. You can't really put the blame
And,
on
and you also
on
you also have to
Capcom.
think, yeah, you also have to think about it like this, right? They had the Mutant Mayhem movie just came out. You have the last Ronin game that is gonna come out relatively soon. Like the turtle property is very popular right now.
Hmm.
It's popular right now. So when you look at the Nickelodeon, or even if it is Capcom, yeah, they feel like people are gonna spend that type of money to wear those turtles nostalgia stuff. So
Now
yeah, I think
that
yeah. Go ahead.
what I wanted to ask you is though, but don't you think that? But let's just say you 100% correct. This is all Nickelodeon.
Mhm.
Like, but how stupid can you be? Even if you're right with the whole popularity thing and the mutant thing, and with the whole comic stuff and last one that's going to be coming out, fine, great. They're getting a lot of hype. That's fair. But at the end of the day, though, you have playable Ninja Turtles that only cost $10.
Yeah,
Ten
but they
dollars.
yeah, but like the property currently is a lot harder is hotter than it was when Injustice came out. When Injustice 2 came out.
You think suddenly you think suddenly now the brand has gained more popularity?
Yeah. I mean it's definitely on people's minds more now than it's been over the last couple of years. So like I said, you had the Mutant Mayhem game, you have the comic book, you have the game that's gonna be coming out.
Hmm.
Like, yeah, like I think that's part I think that could be part of it. And
Well, yeah, go ahead.
David partially said it right here, is all about profit maximization.
Well, yeah,
That
yeah, you've been seeing it all over the place, especially with the games like Shredder's Revenge and the collection, um, Street Fighter versus Ninja Turtles, like etc. etc. Like you've been seeing Ninja Turtle stuff all over the place, which I understand. Then clearly, what all they're trying to do is trying to gain as much money as possible. But at the end of the day, me as a consumer, I could still say that this is a complete ripoff. If I could,
yeah, yeah.
if I could go to Injustice right now, Injustice 2, excuse me, and play as actual Ninja Turtle characters, all four of them, and all I have to do is only spend $10. If I want to play Tony Hawk and I want to play as Ninja Turtles, I could get them for free. Well, but you could you don't even have to count that. At the very least, when you see $10, a $10 price tag, and then you see costumes one with a $15 price tag, that's going to turn off a lot of people. I guarantee you, so many people know about the $10 price tag for Injustice too. And look, I don't care what anybody says. Injustice is a fantastic franchise, and I really hope that they come up, with the third one, or have a Injustice 1, Injustice 2, something like that collection, or whatnot. And playing as the Ninja Turtles, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are happy with that, with a nice price tag, $10. But $15 is unacceptable to me. I don't care what the reason is. I don't care who's in charge. Whoever made that decision are idiots, and I won't be surprised if people don't buy it. And I hope people don't buy it, because you need to send a message that this is just a ridiculous price, $15 for
Based
one
on what I've
costume.
seen, based on what I've seen, people are buying it.
Do you know, like, if it's a lot of people?
I can't give you exact numbers, but the first I remember the first time I hopped on Battle Hub on Street
Right?
Fighter, there are a lot of people wearing Turtles gear.
Well, that's unfortunate. Then nobody's gonna be voting with their wallets. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. I'm not. Listen, I'm not going to buy anything. I'm not buying. I'm not buying not one costume. I don't care. I don't. The only way that I will probably buy it is if all four are available for $15. That's it. And even I think that's too much because there's only four characters. So it is what it is, man. Like I don't really have anything else to say. Street Fighter Five, Street Fighter Four. I remember back in the day, especially Street Fighter Four. Like you get a ton of different costumes by just paying $4.99, $5.99. $15 for one costume? No, man. No, I can't do it. I'm sorry. I can't do it. Shame on you, Nickelodeon. Shame. Go ahead with the comments.
All right. So I said, Red Davis, conspiracy agent said Capcom monetization is bad. You should look at how bad it is on Street Fighter Dual mobile game. Yeah, I've heard about that game. I see it advertised all the time on YouTube.
I find
People on this,
you know what I find very strange is that it's exclusively only on mobile.
yeah,
And recently, and I found out that Final Fantasy, they're making a Final Fantasy 7, I think Crisis something that's also only for mobile, and I'm just like what? Oh man, I'm not interested in either one. Go ahead.
all right. So people on the Discord complained about it there on our Discord or someone else's Discord.
Yeah, which
Okay.
Discord are we talking about? Conspiracy agent, and if you're in another Discord, yeah, I'll definitely be happy to join in. Go ahead.
All right. Brian said that you should be able to play the turtles. That's weak AF. $15 is 3 times too much unless it gives you extra pay to win abilities.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I agree with that. The official
Oh,
Street Fighter
okay.
Duel. Oh, okay. The official Street Fighter Duel dual Discord. Okay. There's a Discord, for that. I mean, I forgot who. I don't know if it was you, conspiracy, or somebody was showing me gameplay on Street Fighter. I forgot who it was. And I said to myself, look, I mean, it looks fine, it looks nice, but dude, I will always prefer the Street Fighter games, whether if it's on handheld or on console. I will always prefer the traditional Street Fighter games. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're going to make some sort of like an RPG Street Fighter, like I'll be fine with that too, but it has to be on console. It has to be on console. Like clearly, what Capcom and Square Enix, all these other companies are doing, they're just using their brand, their AAA title, just so they can nickel and dime people by putting them on mobile. That's all they're trying to do. And sorry, I'm not supporting that. I'm not. All right, so that's all I have to say.
All right. Final grievance.
Oh man, so we are going to sports real quick, ladies and gentlemen, and the reason why I'm like chuckling a little bit because the season hasn't even started yet. I mean, technically, it's preseason, so uh, okay. Let's see what's going on here. So Robert Shaley
Salah.
Salah, yeah, I can never say it. Latest rant on Hard Knocks makes it clear the New York Jets head coach is fed up with the offensive line. The New York Jets fans have speculated whether the team cares enough about the mounting problems it is facing with the offensive line. Head coach Robert Saleh squashed that speculation with an epic profanity-filled rant seen by the entire nation on the second episode of Hard Knocks. Now, I don't have the audio for it, but is it this one?
Yeah, it's right there.
Oh, okay, yeah, it is. Okay.
So last night, I went back in my office, I turned off my lights, and I
Can you hear it?
watched the silent tape. All right, you guys know how important to me the silent tape is because the silent tape represents who the fuck we are. Defense, our style was all over this bitch yesterday, and it was awesome to see because that's our standard, that's who we are. All right. Offense, guys, it was our first fucking opportunity to change the stink that's been in this organization for a very long time on the offensive side of the ball. You can have a Hall of Fame quarterback. You can have two $10 million plus receivers. You can have a reigning offensive rookie of the year. You can have all kinds of skill in the running back room. None of it fucking matters until the big boys up front change who the fuck we are. We as coaches, we as an organization can't want it more than you. And I'm watching that tape all night last night, trying to find something to show that we're fucking changing, and it didn't show, and it was our first op. And I'd love to say we got another practice, but you know what? It's like Sunday. You don't get Monday morning to go redo. It's getting your mind right to represent who the fuck you are every single fucking time you are on the fucking field. We'll fix footwork. We'll fix all that shit. But you can't fix shit until we know you're giving everything you got. Making it fucking hurt, straining and fighting for everything you fucking got. Because we will go as you go. We proved last year that we're a 7-10 football team with a really fucking good defense and a mediocre offense. That's about what we proved. Flip that fucking shit. We don't get any more second chances.
Now, here's what I want to say. Shout out to Robert, because he's absolutely right. The freaking offensive line, I think they were ranked, 23rd or 24th last season when it comes to the offensive line. 24. And you mean to tell me that now that you invested on Aaron Rodgers, you know what I'm saying? Now, clearly, Aaron Rodgers, he's old, and people are going to say, oh, he's on his last legs and whatnot. And all of that may be true. All of that may be 100% true.
Yeah, no, maybe it is.
What happened?
It is true.
Wait. Oh, you're saying it is true that he's on his last legs. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that is fine and dandy. The fact that you said that happened now, clearly look, nobody is not oblivious to this. They know how old Aaron Rodgers is. They know that he's not as mobile like he used to be, or as agile like he used to be, where he could probably scramble or go ahead and take off. We've seen in recent past that he's not doing that anymore. He's not. And I can understand that he's getting older and he's not the same guy like he used to. Since that is the case, the offensive line, you need to do a job. You need to do your job at protecting this man. You need to do your freaking job and protect this man. I'm not going to be here watching mediocre offense. Well, no, I'm not going to say mediocre offense. I'm not going to sit here and watch Aaron Rodgers, getting sacked all day long, getting pressured all day long, getting rushed all day long because you guys cannot protect him. And I was watching what show? I think it was Speak when Ultra was saying, oh, you shouldn't be calling out the players. I could understand if he was calling out one person. Maybe I would probably.
I don't want to hear that shit. That's the fabric of what football is about. It's about demanding better from your players. I don't know what the hell that dude. I don't know where the hell he got that from. Like,
so did you? So you saw it too?
Yeah, no, I heard it. No, what you just said just now, bro. Like, he should know. You should know. That's part of what football is. Is reinforcement, negative reinforcement, basically.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the hell he's talking about. But continue.
Yeah, I wasn't. Trust me, I was not happy with that at all. Like I wasn't. When he said that, I said, listen, the season is about to start now. This is pretty much what we have. This is what we got right now. And if he wants to show some tough love to the offensive linemen, and look, he called them out as a group. Okay, he called them out as a group. And if they are not doing if everybody else is doing their job, but the offensive linemen, we're not going anywhere. We're not going to be a playoff team. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, we're not going to be a Super Bowl team. But if you guys are not going to do your job, Aaron Rodgers is not going to be able to do anything. Breece Hall will not be able to do anything if you guys don't do your job. You know what I'm saying? If you guys are not going to do anything, then screw the whole entire season. If you guys cannot protect the guy, Look, at the end of the day, bro, I am thrilled that he is calling these people out. You have that. That's what you have to do. You guys are men. You guys are grown men. You guys are making millions of dollars. You guys are making all this money. Go out there and perform. If you are getting your butt kicked, adjust. Adjust. That's what you have to do. Hold on. Let me see if there's anything else. I'm trying to see what's important here. Let me see. You can have a Hall of Fame quarterback and you have $10 million plus receivers. Okay, this is what he was saying on
Yeah.
what was the one that I wanted to read? What was the one I wanted to read? Dang, I don't think it's here. Oh crap, is it here? Let me see. But I see they often says it's about stacking days. There's still a long way to go for the offensive line. Howard see that Sela is far more concerned about it than he lets on in the press conference. Fans no longer need to worry that they are stressed about the team's offensive line than its own head coach. I 100% agree with that also. I will finally 100% agree with that. Because look, even I had to hear people like you, people like my brother, Ralph, and all like people who I'm close to talking about, oh, the Jets is this, the Jets is that, you just haven't made the playoffs, blah 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 blah. Constantly have to hear all this crap that my Jets are weak. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sick of it. I really am. And I'm telling you right now, if the offensive line does not show up this season, and it's going to be solely because of them, that why we can't do our job right, get rid of all of them. All of them. Get rid of them all. If they are not going to improve, I want you to get cut all of them. Because I'm telling you right now, there is absolutely no way that we should not be a playoff team this year. Do you have anything to say?
No.
Okay. Now, what was the one thing I was going to ask you? Do you think that the Jets are going to at least be, or will be able to compete, in their division?
No.
Is it because of Aaron Rodgers?
No.
Or is it because you just don't like the Jets because I like them?
No, I don't think you guys are good enough to I think Buffalo's gonna take a step back, and I don't think you guys are as good as Buffalo.
Why do you think Buffalo's gonna take a step back?
I don't know. There's some stuff going on over there that I do wonder how good their defense is gonna be. Because look, I don't give a shit what anyone said. Last year we would have beaten them in the playoffs as Tua played.
Oh, you keep going back to that. Like you don't know that.
Yeah, I do know that. Because we almost beat them with Skylar Thompson. He sucked. And then you saw what Cincinnati did to them. Cincinnati kicked their ass.
Yeah, but Cincinnati's better than you guys.
No, that's fine. But the game against Miami, that should not have been that close. But it was. Because at the end of the day, their team is overrated. And I don't think your team is as good as that team.
Oh, but yours, but your team is better than the Bills.
I think we are.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, it is what it is. Like, look, as long as their defense is good, they'll always have a shot. As long as your defense is good, you always have a shot. But do I think you guys are gonna make the playoffs? The answer is no.
Okay. All right. That's fine. I think as far as talent goes, that I think we are just as good as any team in our division. Because I think Brees Hall is going to be a stud. They had signed Johnson, for 1 year. Like I don't know how good he's going to be, as far as the running game goes. But at the end of the day, though, I think overall we should be able to compete, to go to the playoffs. I'm not saying we're going to be leading in our division, but we should at the very least be a wild card team. Especially now that we have Aaron Rodgers in our squad, we should at the very least be a wild card team. And I'm definitely looking forward for this season. And I just hope and pray that the offensive line shows up. And kudos to Robert, man. Like kudos to him. Like he knows that this is our chance right here this year. And Aaron Rodgers, he's just going to win, next year. Like this, I give him only 2 years max. I give him 2 years. Not everybody could be a Tom Brady, and I don't think he's going to last nearly as long, and be effective as Brett Favre when he was going up in age. I don't think he's going to be as good when Brett Favre, the amazing season that he had when he went to Minnesota. I don't think he's going to have a great season like that. But at the end of the day, I still think he is a good enough quarterback to take us to the playoffs. If the offensive line do their job, I think we should be fine. So that's all I would have to say. Since you don't have anything else to say, I'm pretty much done. I'm happy, but at the same time, I'm worried. I'm really worried. And it's only because of the offensive line. I'm not really worried about anybody else.
Okay. Ruben really the only comment saying that Cincinnati's better than most in the league. That's true, but they kicked their ass. And Buffalo, everyone talks about Buffalo being a dark horse Super Bowl champion. You don't get dominated like that at home, by the way. That happened to them at home.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to take a step back this year. So, and I can't wait for that. Anyways, all right. So all your grievances are done. You're calm now. You're good.
Yeah, I feel better.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about this because this came out today. We added this today. Yeah. So we added this today, and there's actually development that I'm going to read right here. NBAPA, the NBA Players Association, filing a grievance saying James Harden did not violate any rules. So for those of you who forgot what he said, let's rewind this because maybe you guys didn't hear. Let's hear what James Harden had to say. Can you hear that, by the way?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Is a liar, and I will never be a part of an organization that he's a part of. Let me say that again.
One thing I noticed, right, when he.
Let me say that again.
Okay, the two things that I noticed, right? One, the finger wag. Let me say that again. He was so emphatic when he said when he wanted to repeat what he said about Daryl Morey. Now, the other thing that I noticed, and I didn't pick up on this until after our podcast, was he did this in China, right?
Yeah.
Now, for those of you who don't know, Daryl Morey got in trouble because he posted a tweet saying "Free Hong Kong," right, which is under rule by China. And he said that while NBA players, including James Harden, was there last year, doing their work and ambassador work and all that other stuff.
I remember that. Yeah.
So James Harden knew exactly what he was doing when he said this, where he said it at.
Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be a part of an organization that he's a part of. Daryl Morey.
Yeah, so pretty much he got fined $100,000 for calling Daryl Morey a liar, and that happened today. And then this I think happened just now, so we're gonna read through it. The NBA Basketball Players Association intends to file a grievance disputing the NBA's $100,000 fine for James Harden over public comments he made earlier this month, expressing displeasure after the 76ers failed to trade him. We respectfully disagree with the league's decision to discipline James Harden for recent comments he made, which we believe do not violate the rule against public trade demands. The NBAPA said in a statement Tuesday announcing the decision, "We intend to file a grievance and have the matter heard by our arbiter." Earlier Tuesday, the league announced its decision to fine Harden in the wake of an investigation into comments he made on a promotional tour in China on August 14th, and in an interview with Houston television station KHOU on August 17th. Harden was fined the maximum amount under the new collective bargaining agreement, which went into effect last month. Under a statement, NBA said Harden was indicating that he would not perform the services called for under his player contract unless traded to another team. Last month, after conducting another investigation into public and private posturing by Aaron Greenwood, Goodwin, the agent for Trailblazer superstar Damian Lillard, we talked about that a couple weeks ago. The NBA said in a memo sent to all 30 teams that any player or his agent who makes public or private comments indicating he won't fully perform the services called for under his player contract in the event of a trade will be subject to discipline moving forward. Okay, so that part we already heard that. Okay, so let me read this because we didn't hear about this. Then, after returning to the United States, Harden had an interview with KHOU in which he asked if the relationship with Philadelphia was beyond repair. Harden said, "I think so. I've been patient all summer. For me, it just focus on what I can control and get ready for this season." Okay, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. So, what are your thoughts on this?
I don't understand why they. So he didn't face any type of disciplinary action at all. You there?
Who?
I guess you can't hear me.
Yeah, yeah. I'm here. No, I can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me? Yeah. I think there's a.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I think there's like a delay between us. Okay, go back up to the article real quick. Scroll all the way up.
Go back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on. I got you. Tell me when to stop.
Yeah, pretty much close to the top. Wait, I'll keep going all the way up.
You want me to go all the way up? Because that's
yeah.
I'm at the top.
Yeah. You see where the top where it says that James Harden did not violate any type of rules.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the part where I'm confused by. So, NBPA filing grievances says James Harden didn't violate rules. That he didn't violate anything. Now, by them saying that he didn't violate anything, wouldn't what he had said about Daryl Morey not wanting to compete, isn't that somewhat of a violation also?
What he said about Daryl Morey not competing?
When he said that he's not going to be in the 76ers organization, that audio that you have played. Isn't that
him saying that he doesn't want to be in any organization connected to Daryl Morey?
Correct.
Okay. I mean, it's all up to interpretation. It really is all up to interpretation. Depends on what the NBA can prove.
What is it that they need to prove? He said it.
I mean, he said that he doesn't want to be in the promote. He's pretty much saying that he doesn't want to play for Philadelphia anymore. Either because he didn't say this, but I guarantee you, if Daryl Morey gets fired tomorrow, I think he might stay in Philadelphia. Maybe. Go ahead.
Why would they fire him?
Oh no, I mean, just so you know, I'm just putting out hypotheticals out there. If
Okay.
he either gets fired or he gets his money, then the situation's over. Because here, the reason why he's upset is because he opted out of a deal and to make less money to help the team. In exchange, he was going to get extended and make even more money. That's what I'm assuming he was promised by Daryl Morey, and Daryl Morey decided to say, no, we're good for whatever
Yeah,
reason.
yeah, we talked about this before,
Yeah, last week.
and when Daryl Morey decided not to give him the extension or didn't want to trade him, like whatever James Harden beef is with Daryl Morey, he's the one that started this whole rumor that he wanted to go to Houston. Like what where did that come from?
I don't
Where did
know.
all that come from? Like I highly doubt Houston just made that up just to make it up, putting words in his mouth. Like I highly doubt that Houston is doing that. James Harden had to have told somebody that he wanted to go play for Houston Rockets again. And like I said last week, if we knew about it, then obviously Daryl Morey knows about it. And that's probably an insult to him. And that is why that he decided to break his promise to James Harden, because he betrayed Daryl Morey first. That's what happened. So he can't be mad at Daryl Morey if you are the one that pretty much initiated and broke the agreement. Because if you want an extension, clearly what that means that you want to stay in Philadelphia if you want the extension. But if
Well,
at the same time,
I think he wants his money. That's what he wants.
so
He
you
wants
think
his
he
money.
wants, so you think he wants his money, and then once he get the money, ask for a trade?
No, I think he wants his money. I think he wants his money. I think if he got his money, he probably would have stayed in Philadelphia.
Okay. Okay? Wait, hold on. What you're saying is he wants the money, but when you say he wants the money, you're saying that he wants to stay in Philadelphia once he gets the money. Is that what you're saying?
I think if we got I think if we got his money, he would have stayed. He would be happy to stay in Philadelphia.
But okay, but I don't understand why you. Okay, then why did you bring up Houston then? Well, why did the rumors with Houston came up?
I mean, I don't know. It always like rumors always start when it comes to that type of stuff. Like at the end of the day, like I get like to me the problem that I see here is that it's a money issue with Harden. It looks like it's more of a money issue with Harden. I think it's a money issue. I think he probably would have preferred to go to Houston just to keep his options open. But ultimately, I think he would have stayed in Philadelphia if they paid him.
Or you think um I I'm gonna have to disagree. I think what would have probably happened was that regardless if he had gotten his money or not, he was probably going to ask for a trade, and then he was probably going to pull either a Ben Simmons, or he was probably going to pull what he did with Houston. Oh, okay. If you guys are not going to trade me, then I'm just gonna get fat, eat my cupcakes, eat my ice cream and chocolate chip cookies, and get out of shape until you guys trade me. Because, like you said last week, he cried his way out of Houston. He cried his way out of the Nets. He could do the exact same thing with his Philadelphia Sixers, but if he gets his money or not.
Yeah, could be. I don't know, but they're gonna fight it. And to me, getting fined $100,000 for calling your boss a liar is pretty crazy.
I
It's pretty
mean,
crazy.
you're like, you're pretty much like, well, that's why I wanted you to go to the top, because I don't understand why they say that he didn't violate any rules. I think that's silly. When you're calling your boss, your manager, a liar and saying that you don't want to be with the organization anymore and this and that. Like, do you know with that one statement how the rest of the league could react? Now I
Yeah.
guarantee you everybody's going to talk about trades. People are going to talk about, oh, would you take this person? You're going to receive a lot of phone calls. Him saying that just opens the door for the rest of the league who wants him. So I don't.
How many teams actually want him?
At the end of the day, he's still box office.
I mean,
he's still
true,
box office.
but he's also a guy who we've seen when he don't get his way, he's gonna whine, complain, and then ask for a trade. And we talked about this last week. Like, it's not like he may be a great player, but he's not great. He's not great enough to deal with that potential headache. Not, at least not anymore. He's not.
Mind you, he still averaged. He still had the most assists in the whole league last year.
That's fine. What are you doing? What are you doing in the playoffs?
He went to the second round.
Okay. What are you doing in the second round?
I think he had, like, his first 2 games were good, and the rest of the games were garbage.
He's not worth the trouble. You're not worth it.
Is he worth the trouble?
Because if he was, I think he would have been traded already. Honestly, if Morey didn't want to sign him for the contract that they were offering, right? If Morey was like, okay, I can't sign you, we can't sign you to this deal for whatever reason, right? And there was such a high demand for him to go somewhere else, I feel like he would have gotten traded already.
Mm-hmm.
The only team that we heard of was Houston, but they decided to go a different direction. And the Clippers. And at the end of the day, I guess they weren't an offering big enough to get him, at least not right now.
So let me ask you this question then.
Mm-hmm.
Is at the very least he's still an all-star?
Yeah. He should have been an all-star last year.
Okay, so an all-star, star, whatever. Is he a superstar?
I would say no.
Okay, so he's no longer.
But you don't have to be a superstar to be coveted by NBA teams.
I think he still has a lot of value, and I think he is worth the money. Now, when you mentioned that, oh well, he's not worth the trouble anymore. Like, I don't necessarily think so, because again, he led the league in assists. He's still very good offensively, very good facilitator. Like, he still shows that he could still play at a elite level. He's already proven that last year. Now, do I think a lot of teams still want him? Well, that really depends. Like, if you're going to trade him for someone, like, I don't think they'll trade for somebody who's younger and who's going to be on the come up. But as far as just a regular trade, let's say, for example, let's say trading him for, this is just an example, him for a Paul George, I would make that trade.
You what?
If
you would you would trade Paul George for James Harden?
Yes.
I'm not.
Absolutely
no. I would not do that.
You would not do that?
No. Absolutely not.
Really? What?
I would absolutely have. I'd rather have Paul George than James Harden. Not even close.
Wow.
So Paul George I'm not even the biggest Paul George fan, but I would much rather have him than James Harden.
Wow. Okay. That's a shocker, but okay. What about Chris Paul?
Oh no, at this stage, then I rather have Harden.
James Harden and Jaylen Brown.
No, Jaylen Brown easy.
Okay, let me give you one more. James Harden and Damian Lillard.
Are you seriously?
Yeah.
In their peak, I'm picking Damian Lillard.
You picking Damian Lillard in their peak?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in their peak, I'm picking Damian.
Oh, okay. Okay. I think I would probably lead towards to Harden.
That's fine.
I think I would pick Harden, but
you can have triple doubles and lose in the second round. That's fine.
and Damian Lillard hasn't lost in the second round. Yeah, okay.
No, yeah, but it's not because of him.
All right, that's fair. But I'm picking. I would if they would offer a Damian Lillard for James Harden, I would definitely make that trade. I would definitely trade Damian Lillard for James Harden. I would definitely trade Paul George for James Harden. Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Jaylen Brown, no. Besides everybody else, yeah, I would. CP3, yes, absolutely, I would. Yeah. So yeah. So that's all I have to say.
Okay. All right. So let's read some comments. Nolan, he said that Silver is being. Oh, hold on. Silver is being a bitch again, like that Lillard comment that he nor his agent made. Okay, and then Ruben said that he didn't say he wouldn't not perform his duties in his contract. He said that he doesn't want to be connected to Del Morey.
Well, not being connected to Del Morey, you pretty much saying you don't want to be connected to. Yeah, like if you don't want to be connected to Del Morey, that's a problem. That's a problem. He's still a GM, in the whole entire organization. So that's still going to cause some type of it's still going to compromise the whole entire team in some way, shape, or form. He's part of that organization, Ruben. You know what I'm saying?
And we've seen if James Harden, there are times when James Harden doesn't want to try, he's not going to try. We've seen that.
Yeah. And if he doesn't like you and he doesn't want to be no part of you, you've seen what he does. We've seen what happened with him in Dwight Howard and with CP3. We've seen it. And you've seen how he didn't get along with Kyrie Irving, and he didn't happy with the situation with Kyrie Irving, especially when KD got hurt. And look what happened. He wanted to leave, and he left. And now more drama is continuing to happening now. So, yeah, this is not good.
All right, so David said that James Harden sounds like a whiny bitch, but getting fined for calling his boss a liar is ridiculous and against his First Amendment rights. Well, here's the thing. When it comes to First Amendment rights, like everyone has a right to say what they want, but the company does have a right to punish you if you say something stupid. Right now, again, I find the whole thing between him and Del Morey to be hilarious. You know what I mean? So I don't have a feeling one way or the other. But we can't. But what the thing is that we can't have a situation where anyone can say what they want, and or that's just a First Amendment rights or whatever. No, like he represents the organization, and whether Harden likes to admit it or not, when he was in China, he's representing the Philadelphia 76ers because that's who he plays for.
Yeah,
that's who he plays for. So, if you call your boss this and that, then yeah, that's gonna cause some issues. All right, so Ruben said that Lillard is at his peak. Harden is slightly past it. Okay, I can agree with that. Even though, even at their apex, I like Lillard at his best and Harden at his best. I'd much rather have Lillard. Ruben also said First Amendment is not being arrested for the issue. He can be fired for it. I mean, technically, yeah, he's right. Even though they're not going to fire James Harden, but Ruben's correct though.
Yeah, they're not going to fire him. They're not going to cut him. But the fact that he had to pay, how much was it? 100,000?
Yeah, 100K. That's a bit silly.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking trash about the GM. Like, you don't think that was gonna have some type of consequences? Like, come on,
Oh
man.
yeah, yeah. Absolutely. I think he knew that, but I don't know if he knew it was 100K. I didn't know. I don't think he knew if it was gonna be that much. But
So you think they went? Oh, you think they over exaggerated?
yeah, I do. I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
All right. So moving on to the next topic. Let's talk about this NBA tourney thing real quick, right? So let's go back. This is pretty much the explanation of it, and I think this does a very good job of explaining what it is. So let's listen to Richard Jefferson talk.
All right, everybody, the NBA first ever in-season tournament is now official. But how does it work? Like this. First up is group play. All 30 teams will be split into 6 groups, 3 from the East, 3 from the West, with a random draw based on last year's regular season records. Each team in a group plays each other one time, a total of 4 games, 2 at home, 2 on the road.
1, 2, 3, yeah.
Now, those games happen Tuesdays and Fridays in November, so set your calendar. Basically, these regular season NBA games also count as tournament games. Now, in each group, the team with the best group play record after those 4 games, they're moving on. The team with the next best record in each conference, those 2 are the wild cards. Always watch out for the wild cards. Now, we get to the knockout round. 8 teams, single elimination. And you know what that means. Win and move on, or lose, and you're out. And the last 4 teams standing, guess what? You're headed to Vegas, baby. That's right. In Las Vegas, the semifinal battles will get us to the championship game on December 9th. 2 teams in a winner-take-all final to be named champion and be awarded the first ever NBA Cup. Come on now. Look, there's a lot to look forward to this season. Players on new teams, rookies new to the league, and teams just looking to make some noise. And the NBA in-season tournament is going to be a can't-miss, must-see, high-stakes, high-level competition. And if you're a hoops head just like me, I promise you, you're going to love it.
Okay. So you heard this, right? So, okay, what's your thoughts on this? Because we did talk about it, and we were both negative about it because, frankly, we didn't understand what they were doing and why they were doing it, right? Now, what you saw the video, what's your thoughts on it?
Garbage. I think this whole thing is garbage. I think this whole stupid cup thing is garbage. Just play the regular season. Play the regular season. Having a stupid championship cup at the end of the day is not going to mean anything, because when at the end of the day, whoever wins the championship, that's what people are going to talk about. At the end of the day, that's what people are going to care about. No one's not going to talk about, oh, who won this stupid makeup cup crap that they're trying to implement, that they're implementing into this into the NBA now. What people are going to talk about is the NBA championship, how you perform in the playoffs. That's what people are going to talk about. Don't waste my time on this stupid cup that's not going to mean anything as the season wanes. It doesn't mean anything to me. And it's a waste of time. And what I also think is going to happen is that I don't need, and knowing that it's going to be a waste of time to some of these players, I honestly believe that they're not going to play their best anyway. We're not going to get, their best basketball in this cup, because at the end of the day, everybody wants to win a championship. That's what they care about. That's what they care about. Now, if this was like some type of tournament, like some type of league where they're also facing like Canada or South America, or something like that, fine. But if this is just another added meaningless game in the season, I'm not feeling it, and I don't think I'm going to invest my time watching some stupid cup that won't mean anything at the end of the day, because it's just going to get obscured and overshadowed when whoever wins the championship anyway.
Okay. I disagree with you. I actually like the idea. The way that they explained it, it does make more sense. Now, let me explain why I think this is actually a good idea. I think this is a good idea because it puts more importance into the earlier games in the season. It puts more emphasis on the earlier game of the season. The only thing that there's two things that I'm confused by, right? Because these games will count as regular season games. Every game will count as regular season games, at least from the group stage, right? And I like the fact that they have specific days where it's happening, where they'll do it on Tuesday and Friday. So when it comes to Tuesday, okay, those are tournament games. They'll count for regular season, but they're tournament games, right? Tuesday and Friday. At least you know that.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that I'm confused by is when the actual knockout tournament starts. Does that count for your regular season? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Do that count for your regular season? That's what I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to understand. But the other thing that I find interesting is the prize of all of it. I think the prize is what 50. I don't know 500,000, 500K. I don't think that's enough. Personally, I think they need to have some actual stakes to this tournament. I'm talking either an automatic bid to the playoffs, no matter what your record is, and I'm not talking about playing tournament too. I'm talking about actual inside the playoffs. Either have that, or you give the winning team an extra chance at a lottery pick. Because you know how teams who don't make the playoffs, they're inside, they get picked in the lottery to see who's going to be the first pick, right?
Mm-hmm.
The team who wins the tournament should get an automatic bid inside of the lottery. So let's say, for example, let's say Miami wins this in season tournament, right? And let's say they go to the playoffs. Now, if you go to the playoffs, normally you're not chosen as a lottery team because obviously you made the playoffs, so you're not a lottery team. Whoever wins the in season tournament should be a lottery team. Should get a chance at a lottery pick. Now, obviously, their chances should be the lowest if they make it in. But they should have a shot at a lottery pick. I would like them to have some actual stakes to this tournament. But with that said, I think I like the idea of where they're going with the tournament. And then you take them to Las Vegas. The final four teams, they go to Las Vegas. They play a couple games, and whoever wins the cup. I don't have no problem with that. I don't have no problem with that.
It's a waste of time.
No,
This is a complete waste of time. A complete waste of time. Again, at the end of the day, what everyone cares about and what the fans care about the most is the finals. That's what
understood. But you can't deny that the play-in tournament has not been a success. It's absolutely been a success.
The play-in tournament?
Yeah.
You think it's been a success?
Absolutely.
That's fine. But that's more involved of getting into the playoffs. Like you don't have a choice. You don't have a choice but to play hard.
Yeah, I understand that, but I think since these games do count for your regular season record, it puts more stakes into those games.
I don't think
more stakes. Yeah, actually, I think it does. I think it does because
no, it doesn't because the record would have been because rather if they had because a win is a win and a loss is still a loss anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Your record was going to be the same even if you didn't have this stupid play-in. I mean, this stupid tournament cup, whatever this thing is called. Your record would have still remained the same regardless if you had this thing or not.
Understood. But it makes those games it makes those games marquee games. It makes those games even more important. And for the early in the season, that's important.
How many games in total is it with these games? Like how many games in total would it be?
As far as like, you mean like within group play or what?
Yeah,
Or for
all
the
of
whole
it. Yeah,
tournament?
the
For the
whole
whole
tournament.
tournament? Okay, so each team met like a minimum would be 4 games. Minimum. But for teams who make it out, remember they're all single elimination, 8 teams each. So the maximum amount of games that a team would play would be 4, 5, 7 games.
Hmm.
7 games. And
Wait,
I
7
think,
games?
mm-hmm,
Okay.
yeah, 7 games. And I think what it also does, it also I think gives younger players an opportunity to play in these type of games. Because remember, when it comes to the playoffs, you shorten your rotation anyway. When it comes to the tournament games, maybe you give them an opportunity to play important games and see how they perform in pressure situations.
I just don't. I honestly just don't see the excitement for it. Like I really don't. And you know, I think the reason why that people don't care, the players don't care about earlier on, in the season. Uh, I'm just speculating, but from what I've heard is because a lot of these players, they make so much money now that it seems like the players are really just playing for money.
Mm-hmm.
And once they get their money, like there's really no incentive because they make so much. There's really no incentive, for them to continue to improve because they have their money now.
Well, I
That's
mean,
what. But
everybody will get an extra 500K. So
that's nothing for most of these players.
that's fine. But like 500K, I guarantee they'd rather have it than not have it.
I
And
don't
I
think
think,
that's.
and I actually think it's more than what they get for making it in the playoffs. Because remember, guys don't get paid their regular salary in the playoffs. They get paid like a couple thousand.
Mhm.
So, like me personally, I don't have. The more I hear it and understand it, I'm not against it. I'm not against it.
Why are you?
I just
Why?
I just needed this. I just needed to know. I just needed to understand it more. Look, what you gonna ask me a question? What's up?
So how was it that you were against it before?
So I didn't understand it. I didn't know. I didn't know when. I didn't know how they were going to do it. I didn't know when they were going to do it, and I didn't know how they were going to do it. Now this is going to be early season, so it pretty much this tournament is going to happen within a month. So teams will still it'll still be like a regular season, but Tuesdays and Thursdays will be the game. Tuesdays and Fridays will be the games that are the important games for them. And all this stuff happened within a month. So like when it comes to that, I like the fact that it's not I like the fact that it's not a whole season worth of cup games and stuff like that. That's why I thought it was going to be at first. But you're doing all this within a month. You have the team grouped together, which I think is smart. And like I like I don't hate it.
No, I'm not saying I don't think. I mean, I'm not saying I hate it. I just think it's just a meaningless tournament. I just think it's meaningless. I think it's a waste of time, and I don't see guys. I don't see NBA players going to play hard on this tournament just for a measly $500,000 when they're making millions already. Like I think they need to, like you mentioning upping the stakes. I get that. The draft, I don't necessarily think the draft would really create an incentive, for the players because that's for more of the organization, not
That's true.
the
That's true. That's
individual
true.
players.
That's true. That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't think an extra draft pick would would incentivize these players to play harder. I think the money, like let's say if it was like $2-3 million, you get something like that. I think that would definitely do it. Or like you said, a guarantee in the playoffs. Obviously, something like that would definitely help. Um, or let's say if they said, okay, if you win the tournament, um, you get a I don't know an extra salary bonus or whatever it is, like something like that, where the individual players will actually
Well,
incentivize them to play harder. But
well,
for the
okay.
organization, I don't think they're gonna care.
Well, okay. So let me put it to you like this, right? Because this is a model that they took from soccer. And this past Saturday, Inter Miami played in the finals of a League Cup against Nashville, and they won that game. So
Hmm.
because they won that game, they get an automatic bid into this thing called the CONCACAF Cup, right? Which is like a major tournament featuring teams from featuring all the best teams from that area, from CONCACAF, the Caribbean, and North America. So that includes Canada, United States, and Mexico, and then also includes like Jamaica, Haiti, all club teams in that region,
Yeah.
right? So they get an automatic bid into that tournament, right? So and obviously the NBA they're not going to do any you know they're not going to do anything like that, but that's the incentive that they have for winning some of these league cups. Like there's some, like when you win the Champions League in soccer, right?
Yeah.
If you win, you automatically qualify for next year's tournament.
Hmm.
You don't have to regardless of what happens in your league, in the league. Let's say you finish eighth in your league, right? So if you finish eighth in a league, you're not qualifying for Champions League regularly. But let's say if you were in the tournament last year and you win, you get automatic bid in.
Yeah.
So I do think they need to up the stakes a little bit more. I think 500,000 I don't think is enough. Maybe it could be like $1 million or more. Or I think get them an automatic bid into the playoffs or whatever. Something like that. I do think the stakes need to be upped, but I do like the idea. I do like the idea. 'Cause I do think that I don't know if every player is going to take it more seriously, but I do think it adds more urgency to those games.
Okay.
So,
We'll see. Hopefully, if if once this actually starts, hopefully we actually see good. If they actually play hard, then I will probably be for it. But if they're just playing regular, like it's just a regular season game, then yeah, it's just a waste of my time. But hopefully, we'll actually see good competition when it comes to this tournament. So obviously, I have no choice but to watch it. So we'll see what happens. But for right now, I don't care for it.
okay. All right, so let's read some comment before we get to the last topic. Ruben said that we should get a classic NBA Jam 2v2 tournament.
That would be interesting. I would like that. Absolutely, I would. And and I'm glad that you mentioned that, room, because I remember years ago, Damian Lillard had actually offered to do a one-on-one. Let's do a one-on-one around in the All-Star break. Obviously, people didn't want to do that, and the reason why I think they said no is because I think a lot of these players are afraid to get exposed
I
when it
actually
comes
think
to
that's
one.
I actually think that's true too.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true too. Ruben
I
also
think
said, yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
yeah, it's really all because of exposure, and they and I think it also would be so much easier to dissect what these guys' weaknesses are and what their strengths are, and it'll be too much. I think it'll be a lot of extra pressure that they don't want, and they just want to have fun, in the in the All-Star game. Like I don't think they want to play because you have to play serious if this is going to be like a one-on-one thing. Like there's going to be a lot of bragging rights and people going to be you definitely going to be you're definitely going to be in the newspaper and whatnot. Oh, this player did because imagine if LeBron loses to just for example, it wouldn't happen. But if he had lost against to let's say a I'm trying to think of somebody. If LeBron, I want to say, would you think it would have been embarrassing for LeBron if he had lost against James Harden?
No,
In
no,
a one
no,
in a one-on-one.
no. I don't think so.
Not Chris Paul. Paul George.
No.
Luka.
No. Are you just gonna name names?
Yeah, I was just gonna name names until you said yes. Well, okay. No, but for me, I think a lot of these players it would be too much pressure, for these players. Like because a lot of people would expect LeBron James to almost beat just about everybody, or Kevin Durant, or a Steph Curry or whatever. And if they lose against someone who everyone claims is not that good, that's not a good look for them. So that's not what they want. So obviously we would never get that. But a 2-on-2, I would definitely be on board for that one.
I mean, no one said LeBron loses to Hero. Yeah, I think he would be embarrassed by that. He'll be embarrassed by that.
What about Butler?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
But all right. So Ruben said that it'll mean something when these sponsors put their money in it, and that's the thing. Like once if this thing goes in and works, which I think it will work, sponsors are going to be falling all over themselves to sponsor it, and that's going to just going to generate more money for them. And Nolan said that you got to build it to mean something. That's true. I figured you get an incentive in the regular season. Yeah, I guess so, but but early in the season, I just think that you're just adding more excitement, more importance to those games. 50K for the win, but you find Harden 100K.
Yeah, like to me, again, like it's just a gimmick. At the end of the day, for me, I think all this is just a gimmick. If you truly want fans to be more engaged in the earlier of the season, then try to incentivize the players to play hard. But at the end of the day, people are not going to complain because if more people start taking the same approach that Jimmy Butler does, but not taking the regular season seriously, but he wants to get serious in the playoff, which yes, it does matter. But if more people are going to do that, take that approach, then yeah, the regular season doesn't mean anything anymore. It's just not as exciting, and eventually it is going to hurt you financially if people just stop watching, and that's not what the NBA wants. So I mean, I guess in a sense, what you said earlier, based on to create more excitement of the regular season, I get it, but I think that's more of a mental thing. Like it's just not the same back in the day where guys were playing hard from start to finish. You know what I'm saying? Like you just don't see it. I think it's mainly because of the money. They're getting so much money. And I also think because since the media talks about finals and championships all every single time, like I think that really put I think that pretty much put all the players. Oh well, then if that's the case, then I'm just not going to play hard in the regular season. I'm just going to play hard in the playoffs. And once again, I don't think the NBA wants that either. So I mean, I'm just gonna give it a try. I still think it's a gimmick. I think it's meaningless at the end of the day. But hey, it's here. It's gonna stay. So I'm just gonna give it a shot.
All right, well, last topic is you. Let me stop sharing this.
Yeah, I'm gonna make this. I'm going to make this as short as possible. So this is pretty much about Shannon Sharpe joining ESPN. Now, the what?
Oh, he didn't. Oh, I don't. Did he say he was joining ESPN or is he just going on First Take?
I mean, I'm going on First Take. My bad. Now, well, if you're going on First Take, doesn't that mean you're joining ESPN?
I mean, you don't work. You don't work for ESPN.
But if he's going to be in First Take, that's an ESPN, right?
Yeah, that's fine, but that doesn't mean that you work for them. Like we had the conversation last week when I mentioned Mad Dog. Mad Dog don't work for ESPN, but he shows up on First Take.
That's fine. But I think ESPN still pays him, right?
I'm sure they do.
Okay. Yeah. So, well, if that's not working for ESPN, then I mean, I don't know what else would you call it, but all right.
I mean,
that's
is
fine.
he an employee? I figure if Shannon Sharpe was joining ESPN, I feel like ESPN would make a big deal out of it.
Yeah, that's true. So Shannon Sharpe joining First Take alongside Stephen A. per report. There's only two things I have to say, but let me read this real quick and then we'll call it a day. Ever since Shannon Sharpe left Fox Sports Undisputed back in May, fans grew suspicious that the sports personality could join ESPN First Take with Stephen A. Smith. Now it sounds like that rumor could be true, as New York Post Andrew Merchant and Ryan Glass-Pigot reported on Thursday. What happened?
I have no idea what that name. I've never heard that name before in my life.
On Thursday, that Sharpe will be joining Smith on First Take on Mondays and Tuesdays. Sharpe's official debut on First Take is still unknown, but he is expected to be on the show throughout football season. This is almost similar as how it's constructed with Richard Sherman on Undisputed, where he's pretty much going to be in football season, which is fine. However, Smith disputed this report in his podcast later on Thursday by stating that Sharpe had yet to sign on a dotted line. Smith did say he still thinks a deal will happen. Sharpe will be returning to the popular ESPN show after he first appeared there with his former Undisputed co-host Skip Bayless before 2016. Sharpe made the occasional guest appearance on the show, which was co-hosted by Bayless and Smith at the time. There's a report comes after Sharpe and Smith have been fueling speculation since June. Smith made it known on an episode of his podcast that he wanted the former NFL tight end on his show. Sharpe then fired back with tweets of his own, teasing fans with interest that he could join the show. I think that is it. Yeah. Okay. This is what I want to say real quick, and then we'll move on. So we'll probably end it. What I have to say about this is that Shannon Sharpe, regardless if he is an employee, like you said, you saying that he's not. To me, going from a show where you were there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, to a show where you're only going to be there just twice a week, that's a downgrade. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, it's an automatic upgrade because it's ESPN due to ratings and things like that. To me, he has made a big name for himself when he was in Undisputed. You're seeing him arguing with Skip. You're constantly seeing him on TV. But on here, on ESPN, with how this schedule is constructed, if you're only going to see him there for just 2 days, that leaves to me, that doesn't leave a huge impact for at least for Shannon Sharpe, in my concern, than if he was there 5 days a week. So to me, this is a downgrade. I don't see any upscale, any type of trajectory by going on a show part-time. That doesn't mean anything to me. And I don't know if that really will mean anything, to Shannon Sharpe. You might as well just stick with your own show, or what you probably should have done is maybe have some type of deal like ESPN did with McAfee. You know what I'm saying? That would have been
I mean, that could still happen. That could still happen.
I don't think that's going to happen if he is going to be joining First Take twice. No, I don't see that happening.
Why? Why not? Why not?
I don't see that happening.
Why not?
Because it looks like this. It looks like him going to First Take. I think that's pretty much going to be it for him.
I mean, it could be, but I don't think he wants to do that job full time anymore. If he wanted to do it full time, he could just stuck with Skip.
Yeah, that's true. But even you had said that he was tired of Skip Bayless' shit.
Yeah, I'm sure he was. But I also think that he had his own stuff that he was trying to promote. Like, I know he still does. I don't know if he still does his podcast, but I know his podcast was very is popular. Like, he'll be fine. Like, he had nothing to worry about. He came out a bigger star working with Skip Bayless than he did when he first started.
See, that's the point though. He became a bigger star on FS1 more than he ever did when he was on ESPN before.
That's true. That's true. But he's going there as a bigger star now. Again, the same thing. Stephen A. Smith pretty much did the same thing. He was there at ESPN. He left. Then he came back, and now he's the face of the network, as far as I'm concerned.
When did Stephen A. Smith leave?
He left. He left some years ago. I know he tried to start a political show, which didn't work. But then he went back to. I think the first time he went back to ESPN was when he joined Skip Bayless when it comes to First Take. But he was at ESPN before. He left, and then he came back, and now he's a bigger star now. And Matt Tillman did the same thing. He left, and then he came back. He was a bigger star than when he left the first time. But
But the difference between Max and Stephen A. and all these other guys, or Derrick Rose at the time, they were all full time. Shannon Sharpe is not.
Yeah, that's probably is Shannon Sharpe wishes.
I mean, it could be, but that to me, that's just you're not helping yourself to, I guess, to you're not really you're not making a bigger name for yourself by working at a network part time. In my opinion,
he's already a big name now. I do wonder how much they're paying him to be there for 2 days. Well, I guarantee you that his name is already cemented. He's golden. He's good. So whatever he does after that he's gravy. Because trust me, if he was in a bad way, he would have never left Undisputed.
If he was in a bad way, he would have never left.
Yeah.
No, he would have left. If he was really that sick and tired to Skip Bayless, he would have left regardless.
No, I don't know, man. I don't think so. Because he was still under contract, and he bought himself out of the contract. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, you don't do that if you're struggling. You don't do that unless you're confident that you'll do good without him.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, I like he'll be fine. Like I said before, whether he joins or not, I don't really care, to be honest with you. But he trust me, he doesn't need Skip Bayless anymore.
No, I mean you could. I mean I think I don't think him joining Stephen A. because ever since Skip Bayless has left, right, the only person in my opinion that really made a good name for himself ever since Skip Bayless had left was pretty much Max Kellerman. Like everybody else that had joined First Take along with Stephen A. Smith, people don't care about them. I don't necessarily think people. I don't think people could care. People could care less.
When you say people, are you just referring to yourself?
No, I'm talking about majority of the people who complain or just nonchalant. Like for example, Kendrick Perkins is a great example. You mentioned that people don't care about Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose?
Yeah, when he got fired, you said
Jalen Rose. You mean Jalen Rose?
Oh my gosh, yeah, Jalen Rose. My bad. Yeah, you didn't care when you said people don't care that he left. Mentioning that all the shows that he had got canceled, this and that. So, in my opinion, the only person that I think Stephen A. could help elevate, was pretty much Max Kellerman. I think regardless of how much you feel about Skip Bayless, it's because of him why Stephen A. Smith is where he is at now. It's because of him why Shannon Sharpe is in the place where he is where he is now. It's because it's all because of Skip. And I think one of the reasons why is that because the guy is so very what's the word? Like he's extremely controversial. Like and like you said, people always have some kind of animosity towards him. There's always some kind of uproar when it comes to Skip Bayless. So when he brings these people into his shows, like it's always watch TV, which is why I agree with you that by himself, like he's really not that good. But yet you combine him, with somebody else, it does bring attention. Like it does make a very good show when you have him arguing with Stephen A.
So you said that
with Shannon Sharpe.
So you said that Skip helped elevate Shannon and Stephen A, which I agree with you on Shannon. The Stephen A one is confusing to me because, truth be told, like without Stephen A Smith, that show, I guarantee you that show gets canceled. That show gets canceled.
No, I don't think so. That show has always been good, even prior to Stephen A.
Understood, but it blew up when Stephen A joined. It blew up when he joined. And no, I don't think if it was just Stephen A, and Max there from the beginning, yeah, that show's not going to be as big as it would have been with Bayless and Stephen A. They helped each other out. They absolutely did. They helped each other out.
Yeah.
Because the most viral moments on these shows have Skip and Skip and Stephen A.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you have anything else to say, or
yeah? So that's what I mean by you have to thank Skip Bayless for that, and then now that now that you're gonna have Richard Sherman's going to be arguing with Skip, I guarantee you the same what happened with Stephen A and Shannon Sharpe is gonna happen with him also.
Okay.
Now I don't know about Rachel Nichols. Like I think because I think she's popular already, and I've heard some people are saying, well, she's not really I don't think they say that she doesn't fit as someone who is good for a debate show, because the show that she used to have before, it wasn't necessarily a debate show.
No.
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily a debate show like a PTI or First Take or Undisputed. But I mean, I think she'll be fine. Like, I think she'll be fine, and I think with the help with Skip Bayless, like I don't know anybody. I think the overall point what I'm trying to make is that I don't know if there's been anyone that Stephen A. Smith had helped on a type of trajectory level as how he got from Skip Bayless or how Shannon Sharpe did. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Stephen A. Smith has, for some reason, he just doesn't have that type of talent that Skip Bayless does to where he could help a guy over. I just don't see it, because Stephen A. usually over he talks over people. He's always screaming. He's always yelling. He's always the one that asks for, the attention, with his mannerism and things like that.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily think he could help get a guy over like the way Skip Bayless can. So that's pretty much all I have to say.
Okay. All right. Well, let's do the roll call before I have to go to work. All right. So F is in the chat. Like he was
What's up, F? Head.
Yeah. All right. So let's do the roll call here. So Ruben, thank you for watching. F, thank you for watching. Nolan, thank you for watching. David, thank you for watching. Conspiracy Agent, thank you for watching. Brian, thank you for watching. Whitney, thank you for watching. Shout out to you.
Big shout out, Whitney.
Malta, thank you for watching. And Critical Drop, thank you for watching. That it? Yeah, that's it. So we will likely do a Thursday show because we have a bunch of other stuff to talk about. I think that show is gonna be like fucking 5 hours. It's gonna be a long show. Thankfully this one wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I'm glad because we did the cuts. The cuts that we did, it definitely helped a lot for sure.
Yeah. So look out for us on Thursday. If we'll let you know in the Discord if anything changes. Well, on that note, I gotta get to work. So this is Who 186. I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, so like you said, we're gonna go. We will definitely see you guys again on Thursday. If you guys have the time to tune in this week, please come, give us a like, give us share, and to all your platforms, Twitter, Facebook, IG, Snapchat, whatever it is that you have, TikTok, it will be awesome. So more people could watch our channel, and we'll continue to make more for you guys. So we appreciate you. We will see you Thursday. This is the Traditionalist 101 signing out. Have a good one.
All right. Later, guys.